Good morning, poopsies. How are you doing? It is 7 in the morning. I got up early by a scream from my brother who found a roach in the silverware drawer, so I had to take it out, clean all of them up. That's Florida for you. Even if your house is spotless, you'll find a palmetto roach somewhere eventually. So anyway, I'm just having my morning coffee. Before I start my day, I have to go get an oil change soon. And I just started vlogging pretty much again. I'm gonna try to keep it up and do it more. I have some cheesecake here. This is just the plain old regular cheesecake. I just wanted to sit down and chat. Before I begin though, I am a monk ambassador, as you guys know, MONQ. You click the link at the top fold in my description and you get 10% off your monk sticks. A ton of you were interested and bought some last time I showed these. I thought I'd show them again. And in case somebody missed out on that video, you just get your monk stick, pop it open, and it's aromatherapy and it tastes amazing. This is an herb. It's spruce, fir, and sandalwood. And the aroma is literally to die for. It's so calming. It relaxes you. So if anyone you're interested, click that link up below in the description. Alright. Great deal. And they always have sales going on. Alright, so I kind of just wanted to talk a little bit to kind of work through some of my personal frustrations, I guess. If I talk funny, it's because I have a cold sore. And I mentioned some of this stuff on my vlogs, but you'll always get the most, well, I don't know about that. If you'll get the juiciest tea on here. I'm not really sure about that, but this cheesecake is a day expired. Is that okay? Am I going to die in front of you? I'll live. You can have all the bad food you want in the world. The coffee will always flush it down. So I'm also trying to be quiet. Because Poopsie and Popcorn are sleeping. So I think. And they don't usually get up this early, so. I love when ASMR artists do these I just woke up videos and now I'm filming. Like literally that's how it is. Like that's why I look tired. And I haven't been getting much sleep lately because I've just been back and forth different cities in Florida. Oh gosh. Could you imagine if it was like Cincinnati, DC, Seattle? Oh my god, like not that back and forth. Oh god, I wouldn't even be filming, child. I don't know how people do it, like especially like Prague, London, Hong Kong. Like, oh my, I would just die. It's enough across the country. Okay. No, honey, I'm talking one state. Well, this state you could drive across in 14 hours. It's enormous, but I'm not talking about cross country, okay? But some countries you can't even. They're so small you could drive them in like 2 hours. Anyway, that's beyond the point. Alright, that's why I need to go for oil change. I've just been doing a lot of back and forth driving, okay? Self-care. Learning, growing. A lot of you ask, Tony, what are you doing? What are you studying? I post on my Instagram. Hypnotherapy. Are you going to make it a career choice? I don't know. I don't have to. That's what my ego tells me. But my superconscious tells me otherwise. That I better do it. Sure, I thought of dropping. I think of it every day. It's stressful. Keeping up with everything. But if I don't do it, I'm back to square one, and I've learned nothing. So I know the universe called me to do this for a reason, and I'm sorry if I start to cry. Forgive me, please. There are some things I cannot talk about due to someone's privacy, but this has been the worst few weeks of my life. The best and the worst. And it's been incredibly painful for me, and the way I've been coping with it the last few days has not been healthy. So let's talk and make it healthy. I know everyone goes through this. Life is not about being easy. That I've kind of pretty much learned to accept. That it doesn't have to be perfect. That I have many flaws, as we all do. But when someone tries to place judgment on you, and puts the blame as if they were the victim, that's when things don't become clear for me. And that's where I cross the line. I don't know what to think or say. So I'm just going to leave it at that. That was one of many experiences I've had to go through. Realizing the true nature of humankind. And I tend to attract the same people who have certain qualities. As some of you may have seen in my past videos or vlogs, these people, and you'll say, oh, I don't know about them, they have certain qualities. Well, it's kind of like history's repeating itself. And maybe I do just need to speak up and say something. But you guys know this is my life. I talk, and a lot of times it's very difficult to make friends, relationships, because people know that. And so they're scared of me. Like I have some flipping power force over them or something. Because I can talk at any moment. First of all, I never would, because I would get sued faster than you can say yo mama. If I even mention a name. If I talk briefly like this, it's okay. Every YouTuber does. Never mentioned who, never mentioned a name. They have no idea what's going on. It's very brief. However, if I were to mention specifics and go into massive detail, that's a whole nother story, honey. But I won't go there. And I never thought I'd have to come on camera and talk about things like this again. I never would have expected this to repeat, but there's something here. When life throws you these things and you don't solve it the right way, you're gonna have to keep being thrown these things until you solve the puzzle, right? So this has been a heck of a puzzle. And dealing with people in this way. And it's nothing against them, it's just, I'm wondering, Why is it I attract this specific scenario over and over again, along with a couple other specific over and over again scenarios? Do you have something in your life that happens every time? Like, not this again. This same scenario with this person where, example, you like them and they don't like you back. Yeah. Painful. Or they're with someone or something. I don't know. You can't take anything personally nowadays, and that's what I've kind of learned to admit. That we're all just here to grow and learn, and this is just a game. The person you're with, the house you own, it's all a game. What really matters in the end is what you take of it, your experience of it. So yeah, I won't lie, I've been doing a lot of sobbing lately, and reflecting and meditating, and I really don't have many people at all in my life to talk about these things with. Everyone's so busy now, and I think it's because I'm so busy, so it's like I don't even attract that time with people, and I want that so bad. I've always wanted a good, healthy relationship. I've always wanted those few good friends, even if I deny it, sure, to hang out with often, and I don't put that time aside, and before I know it, I'm going to be 30, and then I'm going to be looking around, if this pattern continues, and say to myself, where did it go? What did I do with that time? Was I really healthily balancing all aspects of life? And admittingly, I don't. We live in this capitalistic country. I don't know anyone who has that much time to hang out with their friends now. Sometimes I feel like I'm still trying to live out my high school dream. And reality settles in that I'm a grown adult. And I shouldn't hit myself over the head if I don't have time to spend with someone. I still have faith that I will manifest the right person no matter what happens. But I won't lie to you and say what was done is done. I have to move on. There's nothing I can do about it. When someone draws the line, sets their boundary, you have to accept it and move on. And love them for who they are. And it's hard to even say love right now. I'm being very brief. This is not a fun video. I'm sorry. A shout out to all the YouTubers who just talk and they don't give up. They just talk. I probably would. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. If like nobody, I don't know, around me knew about this channel, I guess. I don't know, it's just too personal. But I notice that pattern a lot. The highs and lows of life, I'll be in a great place, and then, like for me, when I have feeling to someone, I am drawn to them pretty quickly. When in full faith, I know it's right. And when they pull away and lie and manipulate, that's when I have to draw the line. And in a sense, I'm a very nice person for all the wrong reasons. And that's why I've been pretty much hurt and just mentally abused all my life, because I don't have those boundaries myself. I don't know how to put up, I know how to put up a wall, but not like with some people. And I don't know if it's just one of my purposes for being here. I really don't know, but I can't just I don't know. I don't know how to get along with humankind. I can't just hate a person. I can't just let go, forget about them, you know? I don't think it's about forgetting, it's more about it takes me a while to forgive. I eventually forgive, but I don't know. There's a rare few that still stick around, and we talk, and they know me for me and accept me for me, but I can admit I am crazy. And I couldn't admit that until after yesterday. That I really am not okay. And that's fine, you know. I've learned, I've met many people. One of the most messed up, miserable people are one of the most successful in life at many different categories, but they still feel dead, like sad inside. I feel sad a lot, all the time. I don't think, maybe it could be possible right now to achieve full happiness. But when I dare to try and go out and venture and explore and interact with people, I'm proven wrong every time. And then I'm back to square one. Back to being alone, wallowing in my own misery. I know I did it to myself. I don't know how. It's nobody's fault but my own, and I accept it completely because I believe that we all have control over our lives. However, I'm genuinely curious as to if someone can relate to my personal experience, because that's the thing holding me back from full potential and growth is my experience with people, and I do look at them as part of me, as they are, I am them. And I guess before, when this happened, I grew really bitter. And this time I'm not bitter. I'm really not bitter about it. I actually see the flaw in humanity, in that I'm more kind of grateful that I'm not the same person who did what they did. And I acknowledge my kindness and that I want to help. And I still want to help. even after that. And that wasn't tough to admit, because that's how I feel. I hope this makes sense for some of you. Nothing tragic happened, it's just more emotional suffering that I feel pretty much all the time, and I'm trying to deal with it in a healthier way now, rather than suppressing, pushing down. I'd rather open up and speak. And I've spoken about it with a couple people, but it did little for nothing to me, but confirmed that I did nothing wrong. Confirmed that I knew what I was doing, but I did nothing wrong. They did. This is so silly. This whole few weeks has been like getting your hopes up and then seeing a totally different person, a monster, and getting disappointed. That's what it was like for me. And having to go to school, do videos, and pretend like everything is okay is one of the worst flipping feelings on earth. And pretend you're fine with your family. I've experienced so much that I haven't even done in years, and all crammed in the past few weeks alone, and it's terrifying how much is happening, how much of my suppressed old self is coming back on the table to deal with, and it's all at once. It just feels like one of those episodes in some TV shows, like where all the drama happens in one episode, and I'm the actor and all this, and I know I am because it's just a game. But I also know I'm here and I have to deal with this and not think too spiritually of the situation. I don't know, even high up there, like, don't worry, Tony, just keep in mind, it's all a game. You know, that's what I tell myself when times get hard. And I think, last year was pretty hard. Every year proves me wrong. And I think it's time to open that chamber to challenge myself more every day and grow more. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God, this has been such a painful few weeks. If I knew even this hypnotherapy thing would have been this painful to deal with emotionally, mentally, oh my God, I would have been like, bye. No, let me do this when I'm like 45. How about never? What do you mean? Oh no. Yeah, I would not have wanted to deal with it. Because, part of me still thinks, like, genuinely that I'm still in high school. I kid you not. Like, I think somewhere in that line, I didn't stop developing, but I just suppressed emotional pain after emotional pain. And I didn't want to deal with it. And now I'm dealing with it, and it's like, ouch. And the more ouch is how I'm dealing with it, and that's what scares me, and it's just personal struggle. This has been the most humbling weeks for me ever. Ego out the door. No question. In your emotions. Point at your flaws 1,000,000 times. self-consciousness like nobody's business. Self-esteem maintained stable. However, I even noticed the way I interact with other people. By the way, I met a poopsie at a museum. Oh, that was so fun. She is such a good drawer. There was like this event called Drag and Draw where you sit down and draw a drag queen, and they're so confident. I love them. They're like... And I met a poopsie. Oh my god, that was so fun. I didn't do the draw because, I don't know, lack of confidence. I could sit behind a camera, but ask me to talk in front of 3 or more people, you're not gonna get that out of me. And that's something people don't know about me. And when they meet me in person, I am extremely shy. Like, I think that's what people mistake about me, is like the disinterest or the arrogance. No, I just don't want to be there. I don't want to talk. I want to, like, hide. That's how I feel when I'm around people. It's gotten better, though. It's gotten better. But, I won't talk to you if you don't talk to me. Like, that's, like, I don't just approach people. But I guess part of me does feel that complex for some reason, and that's, again, that deep mental rooted issue that I'm pulling up to the surface and dealing with. Breaching into the unknown of my mind. We are all fully capable of doing bad things. We are all fully capable as humans. And I think that's what frightens most people. And I have admittedly frightened many people around me, even close friends, because of my closeness, my bond. I'm very curious. I want to know everything about them and more. It's like if you could be that fly on the wall, like in a non-creepy way, that's me. Like, and I've known this in me, like even with random people in my past, acquaintances, classmates. Like, I will know I'm like a hairdresser, okay? I will know all your deepest, darkest secrets, but I promise you that they are kept safe with me. Like, that's the good side of me people don't know about. Like, now I'm talking about stuff because I'm still keeping it personal, but I'm not airing out anyone's dirty laundry or spilling the beans, okay? But like, that's the sacredness thing. Like, for me, is I know if I told someone something, no one should know, neither should you, okay? And again, to me, like, my ego is putting the blame on others, but to me, I know it was all my fault. Whatever happened, whatever made me feel this way again, it's all my fault. I put no blame on anyone. My ego is like, me. I'm trying to shut that up. If, like, literally, guys, if you probably don't know this, if you could just live your life without ego, it would be so easy. Ego is the only one to blame for all of this. And that's something that genuinely piques my curiosity. Is I have a past which I've spoken about, especially in the dating world, that I'm not too proud of. And that's something people don't know about me, why I have an air of whatever about me, where I don't act interested, arrogant, because I have a past, honey. Let me get my monk stick. That's something people don't know about me. And our minds define our past as the person we are today. I've been there and done that, okay? Alright. So you know what? In that regard, I have every darn right to act the way I do. I'm proud of it, and I won't deny I'm a very prideful person. Any accomplishment I have, I'm very proud of, because I worked extremely hard to get here. But at the same time, I acknowledge I can use that power to help people. So if you get something out of what I'm saying now today, that's what I'm here to do. It's not about me. And I acknowledge that my ego does get in the way often. Family, friends, boyfriends, all said it to me. And I admit it. I finally admit it. And that was the toughest thing to admit this weeks. And, ouch. When you sit in that, when you really sit in that and see what people really see you as, ouch. Ouch. And that is the thing that is like the ego blocker. Again, you never want to fully block that thing, but this has been a humiliatingly humbling week. Putting myself in the feeling of being ashamed of myself is the most grounding thing you can imagine. And it puts all your past experiences aside. It puts any successful accomplishment out the door. And you see yourself for that raw human being for the first time in forever since a kid. God. No wonder I'm so messed up. And we all are, and we just don't want to admit it. There are experiences from our family, there are experiences from trauma that you take with you for years and you don't even know it. And when those things come up, ouch, yet again. And that's a big reason I started this channel, is to live my life as an influencer, and whatever I go through, whatever can make your life easier. If you can take something out of this today to live a better tomorrow, do it, guys. It's free content. Sometimes I feel like that heavy is the head that wears a crown kind of thing, where I'm responsible for many lives. I feel responsible, and the reason I'm alone is because no one else can deal with these specific problems. I have to face these myself as the king of my own kingdom. And I have to set an example for many people in my world. And that's the part of growing up and being a leader. It's the hardest thing. And someone had to do it. Someone has to do what I do. No one else can but me. That goes for you too. Anything you do, only you are meant to do that. You are the crown bearer. That is the cross that we burden on ourselves, is our responsibility. And when you just sit in that for a moment and meditate on it, and knowing that you are here for a purpose, no matter how hard it is here on earth, you know that deep inside you, you're here for that job. That's the cross you bear. And when people don't understand you, when you are alone, it is because not many people bear that similar cross around you. You have to find them. They're out there. But it's going to be a challenge when they're far and few between. And I think I've had to grow up pretty flippin' fast growing up. I've had to be the adult pretty early on, if you know what I mean. In many things. And so, I think sometimes I act out that inner child because they didn't have maybe enough time to play, or I don't know what it is. But, it's not easy living in my shoes. I don't think it's easy living in anyone's shoes, really. It really isn't. And I thought it was. Oh boy, was I mistaken. Oh boy, that was fun to learn. We all sort of live this fantasy and pretend our lives are okay. Ultimately, our lives are okay. It's just, we pretend they're not. I mean, no, we pretend they are, but, well, at the same time, we pretend they're not, if you think about it. Like, our higher conscious knows that it's okay, but, like, we say to ourselves, no, it's not. We burden ourselves like I am doing now. It's unnecessary. Someone asked the other day, do you feel happiness? I said no. Another person asked, do you feel happiness? A week later. I said no, I really don't. Not completely, at least. My happiness is knowing everything's okay. But sometimes the thoughts I get through my mind of not wanting to be here anymore frightens me. And I think we all get there sometimes, and that's the part of not being okay. And having to face and resolve my deepest fears, which are really, like, if you think about it, my deepest fears are people. And they're not that scary. It's like being scared of myself, if you think about it. Like, I won't feel social anxiety anymore. I think I've felt that for so long that I got so fed up that I just don't feel it anymore. Like, I'll go in public, I will feel fine. It's just the fear of judgment, the fear of knowing what they could say to hurt you again. And I think I repeat that out of that hidden fear, and to try to reverse that and get out of it, that's part of the process. It's very fascinating. Very, very intriguing to me. And that's partly why I wrote my book, Finding Your Alignment. I wanted to get a message out there in an enlightened way as possible. It's a simple read. That was just my DNA as far as I knew up to how much I'm fully aware of thus far, in the best way I could possibly put it, without judging someone's character, without, like, some books are those tell-all books where they go in and give you the tea. That's not this book. This book is giving you the tea but lifting the person up, and that's what I want to do, and that's what I still feel. Even after this person has done this horrible thing, I still feel this love for them. And regardless of if they don't care about me, I don't care. Because I care, because that's me. Because I know that I do. I'm just gonna say it, I'm a good person. I don't care however that may sound like to someone, I don't care. I'm a good person and I know it. And I know it. And that's it. I'm fully capable of not realizing that I have done things to put someone in a similar situation as I am now without intending to, without realizing it. And I think that's the process also, coming across a way and then having someone similar to me in that regard put it back on me. Whether you call it karma, a taste of your own medicine, I don't care. But that's pretty much the humbling situation I've encountered these weeks. And I wonder if any of you have ever been through this. I know I'm on this spiritual path because every day I'll see 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. And I'll see repeating numbers and little hints here and there. That's how I know not to quit. And that's how I know to keep going. I joined this school for personal growth. That's it. Not about the money. I don't technically have to see a single client. I just did it for growth. Part of my therapy, part of my self-care. I've been going to float tanks, sensory deprivation, taking baths, taking care of myself, eating great foods, and spending a lot of time outside in the sun. I recently got a shin splint in my left leg, and it's very painful. But it's interesting, you know how we cause a disease in the body, and discomfort through emotional pain. So it's kind of funny how that linked in with the leg, because there were a couple of days I was going out for a run, and literally I was in such distress that I was just sobbing while running, and that's all I could do. And that's never happened. It's a beautiful thing, right? Pain is beautiful if you can just sit through it and absorb it for what it is. Ooh. It's tough, but if you just do that and sit in it, the sitting in it is the healing process, letting it out. And that's what I tell people when I do Reiki. If you start to cry, let it out. Sometimes I cry giving the Reiki because I feel energy. I feel what you're going through. And I feel a lot, and that's probably why I've been avoiding people, because I just feel things, and like I'll even test it. I'll be like, are you going through something? And they don't want to say it. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. I pick up on things, and we all go through something, so I think I just pick up on the deep things that people don't necessarily realize are there right now. And we all live a mask. And sure, I've been through moments before these terrifyingly beautiful weeks where I was just in pure nirvana and happiness, and then just to get out of that is like almost like dipping yourself in the darkness to work on taking those little demons out into the light again. So sometimes I have to dip myself back in the sea, in the murky waters, to take more darkness out and bring it up to the light. And it gets better and easier every time. The last time I went through this, it was probably more painful. So that means I'm doing something right. And if you don't do that, you're never going to grow. So, but yeah, I was going to say that's why I wrote the book, and what else? The people. Reiki, and then something else. I totally forgot. But basically, that's what's been going on. I'm probably going to remember after I shut this camera off, but there's not much coffee left or cheesecake for me to talk anymore without exposing too much. That's not my intent. My intent is to create peace on this channel, and once in a while I'll come on here and talk like this, if I so choose. Even if you are alone, you're never really alone. It doesn't exist. Someone can just say to me, go out and meet people, but how when you have no genuine interest to? And that's the part of I don't know what to call it, self-blame, sabotage, where you want something but you don't want to do it or put the work in to get it. That's pretty much me with people. Sometimes it's better to keep a distance, but what do you learn in keeping a distance? You don't know everything yourself, but at the same time you do see the ugliness of humanity. I've met some pretty messed up people, guys. I'm not going to go into it. I'm talking about in general, not just these past few weeks. And I think that's where I associate some of them. I still look at them now, looking back, as just as that people. Who were you in their shoes? You probably would have done the same. But you let people hurt you when you don't set the boundaries, so I think that was my mistake. The too nice part. Yet I come across mean or not interested or whatever. People assume about me their first impression of me. Intimidating, frightening. Well, I'm pretty soft and mushy on the inside. I do have this hard exterior for a reason, to protect myself. And the most difficult thing is opening your heart to someone and then letting them work on you, and then they put you down. And I mean really opening your heart up in an extreme way, which has never occurred to me before. So it's something new I'm learning. It's quite a mature outlook I have now on this. Whereas before, I would put the blame on the other person and not know how to handle my mistakes, my problems. So, this has been quite a complex. I am complex. My life is defined as a complex web. It's going to take a lot more work than what I'm already discovering now to not fix me, but for lack of a better word, fix me. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining me in this journey. Thanks, Poopsies, for subscribing. I'm gonna go now. Poopsie's woken up now. And I hope you guys are doing okay. I'll be okay. I just needed to talk. Sometimes I don't upload some days. That's why I'm back and forth. Riding this thing out for all it's worth. We all have reasons for each other. I think people use each other often for different motives, and they are deceiving and don't want to admit it. So it's very fascinating to learn and sit in the ugliness of that. And I know I'm stressed because when I get a cold sore, I get stressed. Anyway, guys, whatever you got out of this, I did my job, okay? Someone had to do it and talk about the painful, deep-rooted issues of humanity, meaning ourselves. So if you could have, just let me know in the comments if you got something out of anything I said. Let me know.